Hey everybody, welcome back. Tonight, I am in the craft room. It is quite warm in here, but I think I'm chilled enough from being in the air conditioning that I'll be all right. At least for a little bit, long enough to make this video. I do want to say though that the other day when I showed you my fair entries, I said I was missing a tag. Well, I do have that tag right here. It's because I wrote on the back of the tag on the ribbon that it was for Zach's newborn raccoon hat and the year that I made it. So here is the missing tag from my fair projects. So I'll stick that in the pile with fair projects to go in the fair tote, because I have a tote of just fair projects with ribbons still attached to them that I have no clue what to do with, or just ribbons that I've already taken the project and donated it or whatever. Pardon me. So I thought I would start sharing with you guys some of the projects that I have going, just a few at a time, not all at once. That way you all can hold me accountable for finishing them. Some of them I have a deadline, some of them I do not. So the first two projects that I have with me that I've been carrying around in my bag that I carry with me every day is the first one I have in this little bag right here. It is, I think I've showed you this, possibly, or I showed you one similar to it, but this is some Loops and Threads carousel. The color on this one is Biscuit. Loops and Threads. I think the color is like right there. Gotta find it again. Oh, it's right there by the QR code. Biscuit, I think. Yeah, there it is. And this is what it kind of looks like. I hope you can see that. I have used some of this before on a previous project, but I have, good, I'm in the middle of the project. I have started another flat knit bulky hat because this is a bulky weight yarn. I did go down a size needles from the last bulky weight hat that I showed you that I made in like a month ago. I made that video. Still using the same pattern, the Ross hat pattern for the bulky weight yarn. But this one I kind of messed up. No. I got a 3-2 ribbing going on this. I think that's not what he does. But anyway, this is what I got so far. Knitting is not something that is a no-no for hot weather because quite honestly, I don't really have to touch the yarn. I don't wrap the yarn around my fingers or anything. It is just, you know, holding in this hand and throwing it around the hook. I mean, not hook, needle. So this is something that I'm okay with doing in the hot weather because it's A, not a big project, and B, I really don't have to do a lot of touching of the yarn. The other project that I've been carrying around with me, however, is a big project. And it kind of goes along with this project here that you guys have been seeing for almost the last year. I started this last August, or the first part of September. If you remember, I started this blanket. This is this it? Big twist. Yes, this is the big twist. And the color that I'm using is Rainbow Bright. And I am making a blanket or an Afghan for my grandson. Now I started it out with Tunisian crochet and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do the Tunisian 10-stitch blanket. I do not like this. I do not like the way the colors are pooling up on this. And quite frankly, I get very bored very easily with the 10-stitch. So I decided to do something different. So I have all that's already in the blanket. I have this ball right here, plus one more skein. I think that's all I have. So I'm using the last skein, and I started it over. And I believe I have plenty of yarn to do what I want to do. If not, when I run out of yarn, the blanket's done. But anyway, I watched a video, sometime back. It would have been whenever Warm Up America was doing their collab with, and I don't remember who, some yarn creator that has a YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was. but it was for a baby blanket that they were doing with the Tunisian Intralac. And I watched a YouTube creator that was doing that, but they just did not like the way the yarn that they chose was working up with the Intralac. So they opted to just like do a regular corner to corner stitch instead of the Intralac or something like that. And it did turn, honestly, I agree, it did turn out so much better looking than with the Intralac. So, I mean, they kind of finished the project, but yet they kind of didn't. But they attributed it to the actual yarn itself and the way it was striping, which I kind of agree. So it wasn't the stitch itself, it's just the way the yarn was working with the stitch. So that's my problem with that. I don't mind the stitch for the most part, but that particular yarn with the Tunisian 10 stitch, I do not like the big globs of pooling that it is doing. So, like this other creator, I decided to look for an alternate way to use the yarn and still be able to make a blanket for my grandson. So this is what is currently in this bag, is that blanket. I have, let me pull it out here. I think I'm in the middle of a row. But I have done a few rows, not a whole lot. But here is my skein of yarn that I'm working with. As you can see, I've used it a little bit. And I'm pretty sure I have enough for the blanket. This is a free pattern that I got off of, which the Ross hat is a free pattern off of smellslikeyarn.com. You can go, this is the hat pattern I always use. If I remember, I will try and put it down in the description box below for you guys to go check out if you want to knit a hat. I recommend, super easy to do, very good instructions where I learned to knit hats. But this one is on allfreeknitting.com, very, very pop-up and ad heavy. So if you have an ad blocker or a web browser that kind of eliminates those for you, I highly recommend it. I understand why they have the ads and stuff, that's how they keep it free, but it gets annoying because you can't get to what you want. But anyway, this is called the Accidental Stitch Baby Blanket. It is a rib, it is a 2x2 rib pattern. However, you start with an odd number, so your last 3 stitches are purl, purl, knit. And then you start over with knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, to the last 3 stitches, and it's purl, purl, knit as it goes. I think it looks pretty cool. I love the way it is striping. And yes, I am in the middle of a row. Of course, go figure. But I will show you what I have so far. And like I said, knitting is not a big deal in the summertime because I really don't have to touch the yarn unless my fingers are super hot and sticky and I just really don't want the extra heat. But this is what I have so far, and I got my needles tied with my cool little clippy that I got from the Dollar Tree. These are the Knitter's Pride interchangeable that I got from Hobby Lobby several years ago. Do I have the tag in here? I don't think I do. Oh, do I? Nope, that's just the instructions on how to use it. But anyway, this is what the kit looks like. I do have a few needles out, but I like these. I highly recommend this. I have fallen in love with these, and I don't want to use any other knitting needles as of yet, until I find something else that I like better. But I don't knit enough to, you know, go out searching for additional knitting needles. But anyway, this is what I have so far. I'll show you this side because the other side is split in the middle. I really like, can you see it? Yeah, I really like the way this looks, and I really like the way that the striping with the colors is happening. It does not put big color splotches all together. It just makes a simple, I think the purple, for the most part, the purple and the blue are the two longer color patterns on this. But yeah, I really like the way this is turning out. It's going to be nice and drapey and fluffy. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can get this finished before his birthday. If I don't, it won't be done for Christmas either. So I guess he will get it for his birthday next year. And then that means that I can use this for a fair project for next year. So yeah, that is the 2 projects that I have currently been carrying around with me. 2 knit projects, mostly because it is rather warm outside and I just don't want yarn wrapped around my fingers. And also because that's just what I'm in the mood to do right now. Knit. It's simple. I don't have to think about either one of these patterns for the most part, because on the hat, just one side is knit, the other side is purl. Helps me work on my purl. Purl and I get along pretty good anymore. Whether it's knit, purl, or just purl for the entire row, I got the purl down. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And then with on the blanket or the Afghan, it's just knit, purl, all the way across. Like I said, that last one, you come up 1 stitch short on the knits, you got purl, knit. Easy peasy. It's really easy to remember where you're at, because I am learning better what the purl stitches look like. So I don't always have to go back to the beginning and go knit, purl, knit, purl on all of my loops to figure out where I'm. Whew, you guys just moved. I got you kind of setting funky. Hope you don't fall. But I don't have to go and do the knit, purl all the way back to find out where I'm at when I stopped. I can look and see, okay, I've got 2 purl stitches here, so I knit. So I am getting better at that. That is a plus. So anyway, like I said, that's what I am currently carrying around with me. I will show you a couple more projects in another video, whenever that might be. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.